for those who may not know me, I'm Bob WA3PZO. The Holmesburg Amateur Radio Club is in Philadelphia. So you can imagine maybe we've had a little bit of a busy year with the 250 events. And I'll be going to really what it takes to get a special event station set up, how to get your club active with it. And then tomorrow, if you're around, I'll be covering more details with the 13 Colonies special event, which I am the managing director of, and also the World Soccer Tournament, which I played an integral part on the organization of that event as well. So feel free to ask questions, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so different special events for different activities, whether you want a historic area, something as odd as the world's largest potato masher, if you can imagine that, museum ships on the air, and even a festival over in England. There are all sorts of different events that you could come up with along the way. So what does it take to really set up this special event? Well, you got to decide what event you want to celebrate. Whether it's a history event, whether it's a fair going on, whether it's at a science museum, what do you do? And come up with ideas. You want to talk to your club about the event coming up. Present it to your club, but do it a year in advance for if it's going to be a larger event, because you're going to have to get permission from the organizers of the activity. You have to think about what, if you're going to be out in public, what type of display you're going to do. To entice the public to get there. You may need a budget. It's not a free event, or necessarily free, from promotional material, handouts, getting articles out there. You may even want to order QSL cards along the way. There are activities that you may need money for along the way. So you want to have your budget, and then to think about where the event's going to be held. If it's going to be in public at an event, you got to think about safety. You have a table set up. You want people to be able to see the equipment. Well, I'll show you a picture later on describing that. And well, if you're going to be doing it from home, well, then it's organizing your operators, who's a scheduling tool of some sort to make them available at a specific time. For the 13 Colonies, or the World Soccer event, we with the WM3PN, we had about 20 operators, and we were scheduling them. And I'm sure up here for W1C, there were a lot of other operators there too. We all had scheduling tools, and we're using it and moving along. So what's involved? What call sign are you going to use? Big decision. To here for World Potato Day, the guys out there, or for WWV, an anniversary. You can have K3 FBI is common along the way. And even WM3PN, William Penn in Philadelphia. It's an obvious call that we've had for several years. So you want to decide if you want that one-by-one vanity call, or your club call, or maybe even applying for a separate call for your club along the way. Now, the one-by-one calls can be reserved 1 year in advance. So you want to take a look at that. If you're, the World Series is coming up. There are already call signs reserved, I believe it's W4S. But they're already set up to do something over during the World Series coming up. Maybe the Phillies will be in it, maybe they won't, I don't know. And then if you're operating from home, combining your logs, how are you going to grab them to come back either to a central coordinator? Are you going to do an online logging system, a linked computer, and be able to handle those logging situations? If you're operating from one location, it makes it a lot easier. On the QSL cards, we've seen several examples here about different designs. Do you want to do a QSL card for that event? If you're thinking about doing the event on a yearly basis, try to avoid the date on the front of the card, or any indication on it. Just maybe put in the QSL information that you're working on that specific date, but you have extra cards, or else you're printing a new card out every year potentially. That's, again, your decision there. There are also other programs out there for doing certificates, avoiding the email. or voting the actual U.S. postage system and printing a card, doing the SASE, et cetera. And there are some groups out there that are handling certificates. And finally, promoting the event. It's not just within the ham community, it's within the general public, it's in social media. And let the community know that you're going to be there. And one of the things we found with, my club does a history event, Northeast Philadelphia History. We set up the club activity, set up a booth, allow them to send Morse code. Send your name and code. We give them a printed sheet of paper that has the code, the dots and dashes on it, and they end up trying to send their name, and I don't care how bad it sounds, but they're at least, then we give them a certificate that Johnny sent their name in Morse code and earned it. So the kid, the parent, the brother, sister, whoever can get a certificate along the way. But these are the type of things to promote activity. It's, as was mentioned, having the QSL cards and the books available, they can be out there. But you want visual activity. We have a CubeSat simulator. So we have a Spark to Space shown on the table. Again, make it visual along the way. So in setting up the station, you got to promote the event. In the ham radio media, the magazines, websites, social media, blogs, podcasts, and email groups. You got to remember that for the publication schedule that you have at least a 3-month lead time. So that's why we keep talking about how doing things a year in advance. You got to have your planning done well by the 6-month standpoint. Making that contact. Maybe you need a banner for the table or something along the way, but the activity has to be done. And in the general public, getting noticed in your local newspapers, within social media. We have found QR codes at the booths being really helpful. It avoids having to print a whole bunch of papers and flyers, which may end up going in the trash on the way. Here they can scan it with their phone, get that QR code, and take you to the club website and for additional information. Now, what's critical here in this picture, you might see a picture like on the left with the fellow bank. That's boring to the general public. You look at the one here in the QSL card, the radio facing the public, facing the operator, with the microphone being behind it, so they can see the lights, the dials, whatever's going on, and it makes it much more visually attractive to that to the public along the way. And so think about the other thing is a safety concern. You want to be careful with coax cable for antennas, any electrical power lines. You want to keep that where the operators are. You don't want that extending to where the public is. So, with a POTO antenna, you might be able to put it just right on the table, attach it to the table that you're operating from. One activity we've done is put the station, put the tables at an angle, so it's like an L shape. So they're looking into the corner so the person can look at the operator from the front, or see enough of the back. But the back of the radio, it looks fairly boring. It's the dials and knobs and things along that line that really work out along the way. And we celebrate the club. As mentioned, both these cards here. And I'm not picking on the guy with the microphone there, but it's just a good example of how boring that looks to the general public. So you have other events that have taken place. For the Bigfoot was the skunk ape. Over Halloween, Frankenstein, Missouri. Route 66 on the air out of Barstow. And the anniversary of the United Nations. There are all sorts of events around the world with special QSL cards. And make yours unique. And people come back, want to do it. Plus, it gets everybody involved in your club. And when I mean everybody, you have the QSL manager, you have this guy doing all the PR, you have the logging activity, you have scheduling, they're just doing the website development. There's opportunities here to get many, many people in your club involved. It's not a one-person operation. Actually, that was sort of it, a short presentation, but I'm willing to take questions along the way. I'll answer the 13 colonies of the world soccer if you have that currently, and some of the larger operations, which I'll be going into tomorrow, but I'm willing to take questions on that.
How many years have you been doing this 13 colonies? Because that's pretty popular.
Okay, this was the 18th year for it. I've done it for 16 years. And the reason we got involved with it, that the theme came out being the Declaration of Independence. So what makes it sense at that point? Philadelphia Independent Declaration was signed there. I contacted the organizer at that point and said, hey, what can we do? And we got involved at that point. We also found a situation, Field Day is essentially a week before the 13 colonies go into operation. And we had some older operators who didn't want to be out in the sun. We had a really hot summer that particular year. And what did we end up doing? We got Field Day was operating from home for the 13 colonies. Same type of operation. They're on the air making their contacts, logging it. And we have continued that, and it is now expanded beyond our club. So this year we had the colonies, we had the soccer, World Soccer Tournament in Philadelphia. So we were actually running 2 events at the same time in Philly. But it was the same group of operators who just gave credit for both events. We had the Red Cross had called us out for helping out with different events. We had a fan fest going on, and they needed help there. And we also had the All-Star game in Philly. So we had multiple people doing multiple chores all in that short period of time. So we worked through it, and I actually pulled operators in from 6 other clubs because the soccer event was roughly 40 days. And there was no way we're a small club, about 30 people. And we couldn't support that for 30 days. But we got other people from other clubs in, and it's kept going, and it's helped us to grow as a club as well. The exposure that many people have mentioned along the way coming in there. They say, oh, it's an activity, be popular or something I enjoy. And there's not a lot of pressure with it. It's not a full contest operation, but you have to be ready to deal with the pilots. You're shaking your head, you know. We've had a few pilots along the way. Yes, sir.
So my wife and I do a lot of raising awareness for Lyme disease, and I always thought about maybe doing a special event in May, which is Lyme Disease Month.
Yeah.
As far as like a call sign, I've already got some ideas in my head, but does it have to be a 1 call sign if we're in this area, or can it be anything that
It can be anything.
So N0LYM for no Lyme, that would work.
If it can be applied, if you get as a vanity call sign, yes.
So you'd have to apply for a vanity call sign.
Right.
It's not a 1-by-1.
No, it's not a 1-by-1 situation.
Ken, you could apply for a club call sign.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and I mean, we have 2 call signs from the club. We have the PEN call, and then we also have K3FI. We had a station active at the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia for quite a while.
13 colonies is very popular. I was stuffing K2H cards over at Larry's place this weekend, and there were a lot of them.
We had, we've issued approximately 2,000 certificates already, and they're still going. I'm very popular at the post office with the P.O. box. I'm picking that up, and before we left to come up here this past week, we had about 1,600, and then also online ordering as well. Additional questions?
I have one.
Yes.
So if you're running an event in a special event out in the public, and especially if you're going to have a large public turnout, any special insurance, any additional insurance, any concerns about, slips and falls and liability and all that for the club?
All right, I'm not an insurance agent, so.
Oh, well, I'm not either. I'm asking.
The organizers of the event may ask it, but that's why I also mentioned for the coax, electrical cable, to be where the operators, you don't want that out, and where the public is, or where they may trip or have a fall or something. So it's something to inspect the operating position, the area that they want you to set up in, what can you do there, and so we've done like a photo operation of being able to attach an antenna onto the table that we're operating from, have it behind, so a short run of coax,
Out of public's way, out of the way of the public. They can see it, but don't involve.
Yeah. But these are all things that take planning, and maybe not take that long, but maybe you don't have all the equipment that you need to do it. I am not a poto operator, but I had to make sure I had somebody available that could bring their equipment over. And you got to have a form for them to fill out if you want it at the table. The QR codes have worked out very well for us for scanning and getting to the website. We've been obviously invite people to the meeting. We have a business card for the club that we put out. We've used old QSL cards just across the logging information. We've taken a mailing label and said, here's the club, here's the email address, here's the website, and that's helped. So we've various ways of making attention to the public. And a lot of people come up and say to you, "Oh, my dad was involved with this," or somebody else in the family was involved. I say, "Well, now it's your turn." And it's worked. It's gotten us some good publicity along the way.
Thank you.
Additional questions? Quiet. All right. With that, I'll get back some time and hopefully see you tomorrow.